Hey, everybody, welcome to Hiding Out Loud. My name is Michael, and I am just a guy from Middle America talking about life, culture, and whatever random rabbit hole we tend to go down every once in a while. Actually, like on every one of these episodes. And today's rabbit hole is going to be Formula One racing. Now, listen, I didn't grow up watching Formula One racing. Didn't really watch racing much at all. My family wasn't a big NASCAR family, so we didn't get together and watch a bunch of NASCAR or even IndyCar. Now, don't get me wrong. Whenever it was the Indy 500 or the Daytona 500, the TV would be on, and then as I got older, I would get friends that were kind of more into it. So every once in a while, I would get a little bit deeper into it, but not really much more than surface level when it comes to those kind of things. I'm more of an outdoor sports like football and different things, camping, off roading. I have a channel that's all over Overland where we talk about off road camping. So this is something completely different, and I know that not a lot of people in the United States were into Formula One racing, and my kind of journey down this didn't start until I started watching the Netflix series Formula One Drive to Survive. Um, Man, I'll tell you that show really kind of hooked me really, really fast. If you've never seen it, it's basically a behind the scenes drama for Formula One. There's team politics, there's drivers fighting for contracts, there's billion-dollar teams melting down with it when something goes wrong. Like it's everything that you see in the background. It's truly amazing. And suddenly you're realizing that it's not just racing, it's a reality show mixed with the fastest sport on earth. These cars are so incredibly fast. And then you've got characters, like when you first start watching, even as you go through the series, because there's been a few years of these, and now's a great time to go back. If you haven't started, watch season one and just binge watch that some bitch all the way through. You're going to find out that you've got characters like Lewis Hamilton, who is a crazy fast driver, multi-champion, world champion. You got Max Verstappen, that currently is the best driver in the world. He took a really shitty car last year and did amazing things with that and competed there at the end. He was kind of in the discussion. So you've got Daniel Ricciardo, who in the early years you're going to fall in love with. You the guy's smile, the guy's personality. You're just rooting for him the entire way. And yeah, you need to go back and watch from season one to now. Just binge that. The season's kind of getting ready to start. Um, and this is a great time to get into it. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Um, One of the things that you'll find out real fast is that there's different personalities, there's different driving styles, and there's different egos. There's some people, some of the racers that you can tell have a bigger ego and some that don't. And it's fun to watch the dynamics between the racers outside of the racing, because this is not just race day stuff. This is like you follow them to their homes sometimes, workout routines, kind of their office meetings. It's a true Formula One soap opera. It's amazing. Every race weekend is like a mini movie from start to finish. You're going to be blown away with the production. It is really good. Before I knew it, I was staying up late watching races like Monaco, Singapore, Italy, and Japan, places that I kind of really never thought that I would care to watch for motorsports, anything. And some of the reasons why Formula One is different is, just here's the thing that blew my mind whenever I started watching Formula One is the cars are engineering insanity. Have you ever seen the picture of the steering wheel? I thought there was, I thought the cars nowadays had more buttons than I can handle with the way some of these, the gear shift. You've got buttons now. Weird, right? Just go look at a Formula One race car steering wheel. It'll blow your mind. These cars are $15 million or more to build. So just kind of keep that into perspective. These are little fighter jets, just about. The technology is ridiculous. They have hybrid turbo engines. They've got energy recovery systems, which we'll have to dive into that because I'm not 100% sure what that's like or what that really does. Aerodynamics that basically glue the car to the track, and pit crews that can change a tire like within 2 seconds or under 2 seconds or right at 2 seconds. It will take me longer than 2 seconds to get out of this chair when I get done with this podcast. So they're changing all four tires in 2 seconds because and then now what's exciting is that there's an American explosion, I guess is the way to say it. America is exploding for F1. America is on fire right now, for sure. For the F1, it all started with the Netflix series. I think a lot of people started watching that and got bought in, and it's getting awesome. We have races in Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas, and I've never been. My boss has been to a couple, and he tells us a few of the stories, and they're crazy. Like the attention to detail and the community that builds around the race, like all the different places that you can go to. And he had some kind of full access pass or something, so he got to do all kinds of crazy stuff. The crowds are massive for these things. It's people from all over the world that are coming. And the big part of the boom is basically that Netflix brought new fans. Definitely people like me, regular folks that never watched F1 racing before and suddenly realize how incredible and amazing and fast and crazy, dangerous, political stuff, the drama stuff, like it's all amazing. It's more access than we ever got in NASCAR or Indy racing. I think if NASCAR had done something like this, it would have shot up their popularity. The series is really good, but this racing is different. It's set apart from NASCAR. It's just a different beast. And maybe I'm saying that because I'm able to see some of the background things in the Formula One, which I don't feel like I ever had gotten to see any of the background stuff for NASCAR. Maybe that would be a big difference. Maybe we do, I think a lot of people that follow NASCAR know the drivers really well. We did a photography shoot, my dad and I, for Michael Waltrip. He was at the Napa store in Oklahoma City doing a signing, and so we were the photography company that came in and took pictures of the people next to Michael Waltrip as we took a super nice guy to me. I got lucky somehow that he looked at me and was like, okay, you're going to help me. I'm going to talk. Lucky might not even be the right word. But him and I were engaged the whole time. And it was kind of fun, it was just kind of a fun experience, but that was, so I'm sure the fans get just as fired up about it. Again, I just don't have a lot of NASCAR fans. I've got a couple and I don't hang out with them anymore, and they would get fired up and they had their couple of drivers. But I think it's just different. And Formula One travels the world. So you see bits and pieces all over the world. They're not just traveling to races here in the United States. It's like I said, it's all over the world. I told you a little bit about staying up late watching some of those races. Mm, And another cool thing is that Cadillac has put their foot in the Formula One racing world. They have a team and they're building a car and developing everything. They've been working on it for a while, and even before they got the okay, the approval, I think they had to pay like $450 billion to get the application in, and get it accepted by Formula One. There was a lot of push to not let another team in, because it would split up the earnings, that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, Cadillac is stepping into the F1 world, and they're partnering with General Motors and working with the Andretti Global Program. Now, realistically, they're not going to show up and start winning. It's going to take a while. Formula One is brutal. The top teams have been developing everything that they have, their technology, for decades. But just having an American manufacturer stepping up is super exciting for us in America, and I think for the sport overall. It's going to bring so many businesses and sponsorships, and it'll. I think it'll be good for Formula One. I think Formula One's been missing the America side of our insanity when we attach on to something that we like. We typically go insane. Um, so I think it's fun that this is going on, with Cadillac, especially for me sitting in, my little podcast area in the middle of America, Oklahoma, and just sitting here one day going, wait a minute, Cadillac's going to be in this. Like, that's super fun and exciting to root for, kind of a hometown, home country team. But that's not all. So Ford and Red Bull are going to team up, or are teaming up, and Ford is back with a power plant. So they're putting a motor in the Red Bull racing cars, and the rumors are that it's actually a strong motor. And now those are rumors, and again, rumors are rumors, and we'll see. But Ford can build monster motors, and this really could shake up some things. It'd be nice to see Ford do really well with the motors, and Cadillac, starting to learn the process, and getting the total car together. This year, Cadillac's using, I think, the Ferrari motor. I think it's the Ferrari motor because their motor's not ready yet. And I think next year the plan is for them to use their own motor. And you'll find out that in Formula One, a lot of people use different stuff. You'll be surprised what company, what racing team is using a Mercedes engine, or the different frames, and built by one of the other basically manufacturers that they're going against. There's manufacturing titles, there's individual um, uh, championships, different things like that. So it's quite a bit of fun, and I think one of the reasons, or a few of the reasons why Formula One has grabbed me so much, is that it's not just racing. It's the technology, it's the strategy, it's the politics, it's the insane speed, and that it's all mixed together with everything that goes on before, during, and after the race. You get such a good inside view, especially with the Netflix. The drivers aren't just racers, they're basically fighter pilots in cars with wheels. Every little mistake is going to matter. They're moving 200 miles an hour. One bad pit stop, one bad tire strategy mistake. So they've got hard tires and soft tires that they have to manage within the race, which is kind of fun. Any tiny mechanical failure could be disaster, and your entire race weekend is done. Sometimes people will crash into the wall even before the race, like qualifying or different things, and that sets you way back. Um, so so yeah, I'm new to this. So now I'm not pretending to be a Formula One expert by any stretch. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring it out. Things about like tire strategies, qualifying formats, and the team politics. They have team presidents. They have all kinds of different things. It's kind of fun. Now, what's also been kind of fun is that I'm an adult. I started watching this in my mid 40s, and it's fun kind of learning a new sport, um, kind of older. I don't know if it makes me feel younger or if it just it does something. It gets the juices excited in me. It gets me kind of pumped to watch this, just like whenever I'm watching the Oklahoma City Thunder play basketball, which you guys know I'm a big fan of as well. Um, Now, I do have some questions for you guys to kind of finish this out. I'm curious about if you're watching this, then possibly you hit this because you saw it was a Formula One podcast or episode. Did you start watching this because of Netflix, or were you already involved in the Formula One um, fandom before? Or was Netflix kind of your gateway into this, or maybe even Netflix brought you back? Just kind of let us know. How many years have you been watching? Are you new? And then what do you think about Cadillac entering F1? If you're new, you're probably excited. If you're an old time fan, then, or a long time fan, then it'd be nice. It'd be kind of interesting to hear your point of view. Also, what do you think about Ford participating with Red Bull and giving them a power plant? What do you think that's going to do? Do you think that's going to be a strong engine? Have you heard anything? Um, and the growing American presence in the sport. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing? That probably goes to the older watchers, the people that have been paying attention to this for a long time. It feels to me like we're just getting started, and I'm excited that this year Cadillac's going to be in there, but also there's a lot of new rules, a lot of changes to the cars. So it is a good year to invest in this if you haven't. I'm going to invest more into this, learn more about it, watch more races, and do all the things. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'll probably bring a few more of these podcasts to you about Formula One on the Hiding Out Loud podcast platform. We'll see how this goes. Hiding Out Loud for me is something different than the Overland stuff that I do, and I can talk about things that the Overland people maybe don't care about, or that's such a dedicated channel, and this can go down many different rabbit holes, kind of like what we're doing today. But I do like the F1 racing. I do see more podcasts probably where I talk about F1 racing coming in up in the future. So just let me know. But yeah, that's a wrap for this episode of Hiding Out Loud. If you've enjoyed, make sure that you follow the show and share with a friend. And I will definitely catch up with you guys next time. And who knows, maybe next time we'll talk about why pit crews are basically ninjas, and how the drivers can survive 200-mile-an-hour corners without blacking out. I know that I would probably be out cold. Anyway, until then, stay curious. And again, thank you for watching, listening, however you're enjoying this podcast of Hiding